So that was another reason. That was a whole other reason. I told you each person had a different reason why I did it. It won't just like I just woke up and said I'm gonna kill my girlfriend. It won't like that. You know what I mean? It was the outsiders. It was her mom who was trying to like orchestrate her into moving away from me when I had been there for her daughter the whole time while I wasn't nobody around. I had been staying there at the house with her for almost 2 years. I ain't seen them but 2 times come to the house. So she didn't even want to start a new job. She asked me if I was cool with her starting a new job. I was like, yeah, why not? I was about to start my business. But it comes to her mom, like she asked her just like this. She said, well, what about him? He ain't working, but he providing for himself, but what about him? What he gonna do? So it started messing with her. She started breaking down, crying, all that other stuff. And now I'm in there taking care of her because her mom called her crying about that. So, and what really pissed me off was I had killed her on Tuesday when we got into it. So her mom pulled up to the house on Wednesday. I had her phone. I'm texting her mom back and forth like I'm hurt. And she knew something was wrong. But remember, I told you I ain't seen her twice in the whole almost 2 years come to the house. So her mom drives to the house. I'm watching you on camera pull up. You drove all the way about 30 minutes to the house from Suffolk to see if she was okay. You had a key to the house. You did not go in the house to see if she was okay. So that already told me you really ain't care, but you cared enough to say something to her about me to fuck up what we had going on. So now I was like, fuck it, that pissed me off even more. So I was like, look, I'm gonna set that shit on fire. I don't even care. Because you didn't even care to open up the door to see if she was alright. She been in there. So that's when I went back and did that. Set that on fire, set the car on fire. You know what I mean? I even ran through the fire trying to get out. I almost got locked into the fire.
In the space of 6 days in March 2022, Cola Beale killed 3 people across 2 cities in Virginia and led police on a manhunt that stretched across Hampton roads. He shot his girlfriend inside her home, returned 2 days later, and burned it down with her still inside. He killed the man who had raised him. He killed his own cousin to keep him quiet. By the time he was arrested in Hampton on March 30, the body count was 3. But it did not start with a manhunt. It did not start with a burning house. It started with a 31-year-old woman named Czavi'er Hill, and a door that closed behind her and never opened again. Before we go any further, if you find values in this type of discussions, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on more cases like this. Now let's continue with the story.
My encouragement to you this week is simply a reminder that you are loved and that you have purpose. So John 3:16 tells us, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believed in him should not perish, but have everlasting life.
To understand what was lost on the 22nd of March 2022, you have to understand who Czavi'er Hill was before that day. She was not someone who drifted into success. She chased it deliberately, from the time she was old enough to know what she wanted. Norfolk State University gave her a full scholarship, a Parsons Scholarship, because she had already proven she was that kind of student. She did not waste it. She graduated with honors. Her degree was in mass communications, and while she was there, she co-hosted a campus talk show called The Golden Message. She was not sitting in lectures waiting for her life to begin. She was already doing the work. After Norfolk State, she kept climbing. Regent University, a master's degree in human services counseling. Then she started on a second one in strategic communications, because one master's degree was not the ceiling she had in mind. She worked in higher education while she studied BY, helping students at Regent and Hampton University find their footing, helping them navigate systems she had already figured out for herself. That work was not just a job. It was the same thing she would later build her business around, helping people find their voice and helping them to be seen. She founded a company named 114 and Company. That was hers. She named it after her own birthday, January 14. And that told you everything about how she operated. This was not a side hustle. This was a branding and consulting agency built to help small businesses, ministries, and nonprofits increase their visibility and their impact. Organizations doing meaningful work that nobody knew about yet. She came in and helped them find the words for what they were doing and put those words in front of the people who needed to hear them. And then, in early 2022, something new opened up. A role at Eagle Harbor in public affairs in photography, editing, and communications work. Everything she had trained for since she first stepped in front of a microphone at Norfolk State, coming back around in a new form. She had just said yes to it. A second master's degree still in progress. A business she had built from her own name and a new position she was about to begin. At 31 years old, Czavi'er Hill had more going for her than most people twice her age. She owned her home in the Campus East section of Virginia Beach. Not renting, not waiting on something better. She had bought it herself. And somewhere in the middle of all of that, the degrees, the business, the new job, and the home she owned, she was in a relationship with a man named Cola Beale. Cola Beale had felony convictions for robbery, conspiracy, use of a firearm, and sexual battery. He was a registered sex offender, and he was on probation. He had no stable employment and no clear path to any. One of these two people had everything ahead of them. The other one was about to take it. For about 15 months, Cola Beale had been a consistent presence in Czavi'er's life. He stayed at her home. He was there when she was building her business, there when she was preparing for her new job, there through all of it, and by his own him after he had been there for her through everything. He described her parents getting into Czavi'er's head. He described Czavi'er starting to act differently. Crying, breaking down, pulling back in ways she had not pulled back before.
So that was another reason. That was a whole other reason. I told you each person had a different reason why I did it. It won't just like I just woke up and said I'm gonna kill my girlfriend. It won't like that. You know what I mean? It was the outsiders. It was her mom who was trying to like orchestrate her into moving away from me when I had been there for her daughter the whole time while I wasn't nobody around. I had been staying there at the house with her for almost 2 years. I ain't seen them but 2 times come to the house. So she didn't even want to start a new job. She asked me if I was cool with her starting a new job. I was like, yeah, why not? I was about to start my business. But it comes to her mom, like she asked her just like this. She said, well, what about him? He ain't working, but he providing for himself, but what about him? What he gonna do? So it started messing with her. She started breaking down, crying, all that other stuff. And now I'm in there taking care of her because her mom called her crying about that. So
what he could not stand was losing his grip on the life he had built himself into. Czavi'er's home, Czavi'er's stability, Czavi'er's future. He had positioned himself at the center of all of it, and now the people closest to her were asking out loud whether he deserved to be there. His probation had been reset around this same time, adding another layer of pressure he described as making him snap. Everything was closing in at once. The questions about his future, the surveillance of his probation, and the sense that the ground he was standing on belonged entirely to someone else, and that someone else was starting to listen to the people telling her to look more carefully at who was standing on it. On the morning of the 22nd of March 2022, Czavi'er and Beale were together at her home in the Campus East section of Virginia Beach. They had things to talk about. But shortly before 1 p.m. in the afternoon, the two of them walked through her front door together. It was the last time Czavi'er would ever walk through it. Behind that door, the argument continued. Beale restrained her. He bound her with tape and gagged her, turning what had started as a confrontation into something she could no longer walk away from. Then he turned his attention to her dog, Prince. He was going to set the animal on fire, right there, in front of her. What Czavi'er did next said everything about who she was. She told him to stop. She told him the dog had nothing to do with any of this, and then she made him an offer that no one should ever have to make. "Take me," she said. "Do whatever you want to do to me and let him live." She was trying to save her dog's life with her own. Then Beale took her up on it. He shot Czavi'er in the head. That muffled sound the Ring camera picked up shortly before 1 in the afternoon on March 22, the sound that was over almost before it started, was a gunshot. Beale walked out. He got in his car, and then he left. For 2 days, the door stayed closed. Then on March 24, he came back. He returned to the home wearing a towel over his face, carrying accelerant. He moved through the house she had owned, the house she had built her life inside of, and he set it on fire. He burned her car too. And Prince, the dog that Czavi'er had offered her own life to protect, was still inside the house when the flames took hold, locked in his crate. He did not make it out. When firefighters finally brought the fire under control and got inside, they found her. Czavi'er's body was still in the home. She had been bound and duct taped. The cause of death was a single gunshot wound to the head. She had been there the whole time, for 2 days. The door had been closed for 2 days, and she had been on the other side of it. And Cola Beale had been watching the whole thing on her own Ring camera.
And what really pissed me off was I had killed her on Tuesday when we got into it. So her mom pulled up to the house on Wednesday. I had her phone. I'm texting her mom back and forth like I'm hurt. And she knew something was wrong. But remember, I told you I ain't seen her twice in the whole almost 2 years come to the house. So her mom drives to the house. I'm watching you on camera pull up. You drove all the way about 30 minutes to the house from Suffolk to see if she was okay. You had a key to the house. You did not go in the house to see if she was okay. So that already told me you really ain't care, but you cared enough to say something to her about me to fuck up what we had going on. So now I was like, fuck it, that pissed me off even more. So I'm like, look, I'm gonna set that shit on fire. I don't even care. Because you didn't even care to open up the door to see if she was alright. She been in there. So that's when I went back and did that. Set that on fire, set the car on fire. You know what I mean? I even ran through the fire trying to get out. I almost got locked into the fire.
Between March 22 and March 25, he went to the home of Clifton Baxter, the man who had raised him for 15 years, the closest thing he had to a father, and shot him in the head while he slept on his couch. He took $20,000 he found inside the home and walked out. 3 days after that, on March 28, he shot his cousin, Downing McLean, twice, once in the mouth and once in the back, leaving him to die inside his Norfolk apartment. McLean had been dead for at least 2 days before anyone found him. 3 people, 6 days. Beale was arrested by a SWAT team in Hampton on March 30. After being read his rights, he sat down with investigators and did not make them work for it. He told them what he did. All 3 killings. The fire. Everything.
He basically raised me. He basically raised me. Like I was raised with him for 15 years, but at the same time, when I needed him the most, he wasn't there. So at the same time, when I needed this and that, just something to get on my feet, he tell me he ain't had nothing. But when I killed him, I found $20,000. So this whole time, if you had gave me $1,000, I would have been good. Just to make it back. Yes, I took. Anybody would take the 20 grand. If you hit the lotto, you gonna take the 20 grand, right? I'm just asking. I mean, you ask the question, I'm gonna ask questions too. Anybody can take 20 grand if they see it and ain't nobody gonna stop it. It was just so much hate I had for him because when I was growing up, he was there, but then he just stepped out of my life. So when I finally tried to make that bond with him, he act like he wanted to help. he was there, but then he wasn't there like I needed him. And even though I tell you in distress what I need, you tell me you don't have it, and I end up killing you, and now I find out you had everything I needed. I didn't need 20 grand. I probably needed like 1,000 just to get myself situated. But when I kill you, when I find you got 20 grand, you've been lying to me this whole time. Like, don't nobody like to be lied to, so yes, I snapped. Yes, I snapped. And when I brought my cousin there with me, and I did it, it was like, okay. It was like, okay, like I've been ready. Like, you had everything I needed. So at the same time, he had seen both bodies. My cousin had seen both bodies, but he laughed at him. He made it seem like it was a joke. To me, it was something like, okay, I didn't want to do it, but I did it because I was snapping. So in the midst of everything, I was supposed to take care of some things with him for some people that wanted to kill him. So I already done snapped. So I'm like, I'm ready to put in some work. I'm ready to go take care of some people that trying to take care of you before I get killed. So in the midst of doing that, he's snapping on everybody that's around us. I'm in here trying to help save you, because I already done snapped. My life gone. You laughing and joking and talking stuff and like yelling and everything and you out of control, drinking, whatever. So I tell you to calm down, because I already killed 2 people. So I'm already seeing red. You still talking to me, harassing me, whatever it is. I said, let me find people who wanted to kill you. For some reason, you can't find them, but they can find you. So if they find you and I'm with you, they gonna kill me too, right? So I said, eventually, you gonna have to shut up talking like that. You talking crazy. So nothing went down. He just started making a scene. I told him to calm down. And still started talking reckless at the mouth. I told him calm down. Then he tried to put his hands on he just tried to charge and put his hands on his girlfriend. So at the same time, I was like, look, I had to break that up. I'm like, I'm over here to kill somebody for you that want to kill you. But you in here trying to fight your girlfriend and you worry about stuff that don't even matter to me. I just killed 2 people. And it should have been on Thursday. At where he was staying at. Yeah. I got fed up with him because he kept talking like you not about this, you not gonna do nothing. Like, bro, I just killed 2 people. You don't think I'm ready to shoot again? So he just kept going off and started getting loud and raging. So I went right in the kitchen and shot him right in the head. He didn't drop. He just kept moving in circles. Then I shot him in the back to make sure he hit the ground.
The confession removed whatever remained of any doubt about what had happened behind Czavi'er's front door. In Virginia Beach, he was charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder, abduction, arson, felony animal cruelty, and firearm charges. Norfolk charged him separately for McLean's murder. On the 20th of March 2024, a Virginia Beach jury found him guilty on every count. When the verdict was read, Beale had an outburst in the courtroom. "Can we get this over with?" he said. The judge had him removed in handcuffs. In July 2024, he was sentenced to 3 life terms plus 62 years and 12 months. 2 of those life terms carried no possibility of parole. The Norfolk jury found him guilty on the 22nd of May 2024. He was sentenced there to life plus 5 years. 4 life sentences total across 2 jurisdictions. In June 2026, the Virginia Court of Appeals reviewed his challenge to the aggravated murder convictions. He had argued the killings were not premeditated. The court disagreed and affirmed every conviction. He later said he apologized for everything that happened. He said he knew an apology was not enough. He was right about that. If you have been following this story and it has moved you the way it has moved us, take a second right now and hit that like button and subscribe if you have not already. There are families who lost everything because of what this man did, and their voices still need to be heard. Stay with us. When the sentencing hearing came, 7 people who had loved the victims walked into that courtroom and tried to find words for what had been taken from them. Czavi'er's father, Calvin Hill, stood up first. He told the court that the man sitting across from him was not an animal because animals killed to survive. He called him something worse than that. He said losing his daughter to someone she had trusted, someone she had welcomed into her own home, was something he would carry in his chest for the rest of his life. Czavi'er's mother told the court she has a permanent hole in her heart. Clifton Baxter's family spoke about a man who had spent 15 years raising Cola Beale, opening his home to him, treating him like a son. They said they would never understand how it ended the way it did. They said they probably never would. Regent University commemorated Czavi'er's degree in strategic communications, the one she was still working toward when she died. They gave it to her anyway. There is nothing else the courtroom could give back. Not the degree she would have finished on her own. Not the business still growing under her name. Not the new role she had just said yes to. Not the home she had bought herself. None of it comes back. Cola Beale had reasons for everything he did. He said so himself. Her parents asked too many questions. His probation was reset. His prior conviction had followed him longer than he thought was fair. Each person he killed had done something, in his mind, that justified what came next. He was not a man who snapped without warning and came back to his senses. The verified record shows a man who restrained someone, who left, who came back 2 days later with accelerant, who then drove across the city and killed again and again. The court that reviewed his conviction in 2026 looked at all of it and reached the same conclusion the jury had 2 years earlier. This was premeditated. This was deliberate, and the emotional turmoil he described did not change what the evidence showed about how carefully and repeatedly he chose to act. A grievance is not permission. That is what this case comes down to. Beale looked at the people around Czavi'er, her parents asking reasonable questions, her life moving in a direction he could not keep up with, and he decided that their presence in her life was something being done to him, something he was owed a response to. If this story has stayed with you, please like this video and subscribe. Every case we cover represents a life that deserved better. Your support makes sure these stories keep being told. Czavi'er Hill was 31 years old. She was still becoming everything she had set out to be. And the people who loved her will carry the weight of that unfinished future for the rest of their lives. She should still be here with her family. She should still be here growing her business and starting the new role she just got into. But one man decided his own decision supersedes that. Rest in peace, Czavi'er Hill.
Can you hear me clear?
Can you tell us why you wanted to talk and tell your side of the story? Why speak to us?
Because most of the times when people see something happen like this, the person that do it don't ever get to tell their side of the story.
So did you shoot your girlfriend and burn her house down?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Why?
So in the beginning, everything was good. Like our life was good. But the whole reason they kind of switched it up was like a week ago when one of her parents tried to get involved in our relationship and tried to turn her away from me or like ask about me and how I provide for her when I was providing very well. And when her mom asked like how would he provide now that you about to get a good job, how would he provide? I was getting ready to launch a business. I didn't just up and just wake up and do this. I didn't up and just wake up and do this.
Had y'all had problems before?
We had no problems at all. This was a build-up of just us taking a whole week. We had been in the house together for almost a year trying to get our business plans together. We had done figured out a workout plan, a dieting plan, a financing plan. We had everything laid out.
So you snapped.
I even helped her get her business launched. and sat there with her while she was trying to get her business put together when she had to actually run a church, go to college, take care of herself from when she was sick, and also make sure that her parents was good. So at that time, I was helping her hold all the weight.
So at what point did you have a breaking point that led you to doing what you say you did as far as killing her? What was the moment that led to that?
I had the breaking point when her mom kept calling and she was crying like, so what is he gonna do? Like, I'm sorry, like you messing with her head now. I'm in here trying to build a foundation with her and y'all over here this side. So when she was getting ready to start her new job, it was like her attitude started to switch because she listening to them, but they don't know she was crying and on the floor and everything before they showed me the word just because I pleaded guilty to come home. But they didn't want me to clear my name or to face the person so I could clear my name. They wanted me to wear it. So I was also dealing with that, and I had just found out that I was cleared. I had just took a polygraph and I was cleared. So I was on probation for about 4 years. And out of the 4 years I was on probation never came in the house. But for some reason, they reset my probation after I took the polygraph, after knowing that I didn't do the sex crime. They reset it like I just came home after 4 years. So now, they put me back on the high. I was on the low. I was getting ready to get off of probation. I was good. But that Friday, she called and was like, hey, I need to come to the house. And I need to see where you at. I need to see what the room look like. I said, look, you ain't been in my house in 4 years. Nobody's been in my house out of like 6 probation officers in like 4 years. Why are you putting pressure on me now? And it's like 1 o'clock. You didn't tell me you was coming or anything. So telling me it's protocol, I have to do my job, this is what I'm supposed to do. I said, look, man, I already got enough stress going on right now. Me and Shorty over here trying to keep things level. I finally talked with her. She was like, she ready to go back to work. But honestly, she didn't want to go to work because she didn't want to leave me. But I said, go ahead and go to work. But her mom on this end was putting pressure on her and making her cry and break down.
So then tell me what happened. You had a gun. Where'd you shoot her?
I shot her in the head.
And then you said,
But I didn't just do that. She told me I put a dog inside of the room. I put a dog inside of the room. And I had it snapped already. I was saying red. So when I put a dog in the room, I was about to set the dog on fire. And she told me, she said, no, don't do nothing to the dog. You can take me and do whatever you want to do to me instead and let him live. So I did that. I did exactly that because she started making a lot of noise. I did exactly that.
do you have remorse for killing your girlfriend?
I mean, when you snap, you don't think about remorse. You just snap it. So, I mean, do you have remorse if you ever tell a lie? Do you have remorse if you ever look somebody in the face and told a bold lie, or you had a question but you knew the answer but you just want to see what somebody's going to tell you? Do you have remorse when you feel, when you look in the mirror and you know this is not the right way to go out, but you still go out like that? Like how many times in your life do you feel like you have remorse?
So after you shoot her in the head, you then set the house on fire.
And the reason why it made me set the house on fire was because even watching the cameras, like I told you, when her mom tried to get involved, when you try to get involved in somebody's relationship or you speak on the person that they with, I watch you on camera come check on her. You didn't even come and knock on the door. You just called her phone, but you didn't come in. She was dead since Tuesday. You came to the house on Wednesday. I was texting you on her phone. You knew something was right, but you still had a key and you still didn't come in and check on her.
So you killed her Tuesday, set her house on fire on Thursday?
Exactly. But they came on Wednesday and she came on Wednesday and never came inside the house. She just parked in front of the house. So that's what made me fight. That's what made me fiery mad. Like, yo, y'all, like, this is what escalates when you jump in front of somebody's relationship and you act like you want to be there, but you came all the way to the house from Suffolk, Chesapeake, borderline. You drove all the way from there and you just parked in front of the house and you just drove off. If you had opened up the door, you would have realized that the house wouldn't be on fire.
Okay, so after you set her house on fire on Thursday, you go over Mr. Baxter's house. What'd you do there?
He was already dead.
When did you kill Mr. Baxter?
He was dead on Wednesday.
You killed Mr. Baxter on Wednesday?
Yeah, he was dead on Wednesday.
So, tell me this. Before we get into that, what's your
He basically raised me. He basically like raised me. Like I was raised with him for like 15 years, but at the same time, when I needed him the most, he wasn't there. So at the same time, when I needed this and that, just something to get on my feet, he tell me he ain't had nothing. But when I killed him, I found like $20,000. So this whole time, if you had gave me $1,000, I would have been good, just to make it back. Yes, I took. Anybody would take the 20 grand. If you hit the lotto, you gonna take the 20 grand, right? I'm just asking. I mean, you ask a question, I'm gonna ask questions too. Anybody can take 20 grand if they see it and they know ain't nobody gonna stop it.
So you said that you killed Mr. Baxter on Wednesday. So you killed your girlfriend Tuesday, then you went to Mr. Baxter. So were you already thinking to go there and harm him, or did you go there, told him about what happened, and then so what led to you killing Mr. Baxter on Wednesday and day after you killed your girlfriend?
Say that again.
What led you to kill Mr. Baxter? What happened?
It was just so much hate I had for him because when I was growing up, he was there, but then he just stepped out of my life. So when I finally tried to like make that bond with him, he act like he wanted to help. He was there, but then he wasn't there like I needed him. And even though I tell you in distress what I need, you tell me you don't have it, and I end up killing you, and now I find out you had everything I needed. I didn't need 20 grand. I probably needed like 1,000 just to get myself situated. But when I kill you, when I find you got 20 grand, you've been lying to me this whole time. Like, don't nobody like to be lied to, so yes, I snapped. Yes, I snapped. And when I brought my cousin there with me, and I did it, it was like, okay. It was like, okay, like I've been ready. Like, you had everything I needed. Yeah.
So he went with you.
Yeah.
To Mr. Baxter.
Yeah.
You guys knew you were going to harm Mr. Baxter, or something happened to you there. So he went with you on that Wednesday.
Yeah.
So you guys took the cash. So then what happened with your cousin?
So at the same time, he had seen both bodies. My cousin had seen both bodies, but he laughed at him. He made it seem like it was a joke. To me, it was something like, okay, I didn't want to do it, but I did it because I was snapping. So in the midst of everything, I was supposed to take care of some things with him for some people that wanted to kill him. So I already done snapped. So I'm like, I'm ready to put in some work. I'm ready to go take care of some people that trying to take care of you before I get killed. So in the midst of doing that, he's snapping on everybody that's around us. I'm in here trying to help save you because I already done snapped. My life gone. You laughing and joking and talking stuff and like yelling and everything and you out of control, drinking, whatever. So I tell you to calm down because I already killed 2 people. So I'm already seeing red. You still talking to me, harassing me, whatever it is. I said, let me find people who wanted to kill you. For some reason, you can't find them, but they can find you. So if they find you and I'm with you, they gonna kill me too, right? So I said, eventually, you gonna have to shut up talking like that. You talking crazy. So nothing went down. He just started making a scene. I told him to calm down. And still started talking reckless at the mouth. I told him calm down. Then he tried to put his hands on he just tried to charge and put his hands on his girlfriend. So at the same time, I was like, look, I had to break that up. I'm like, I'm over here to kill somebody for you that want to kill you. But you in here trying to fight your girlfriend and you worry about stuff that don't even matter to me. I just killed 2 people. And it should have been on Thursday.
Where was it?
At where he was staying at. Yeah. I got fed up with him because he kept talking like you not about this, you not gonna do nothing. Like, bro, I just killed 2 people. You don't think I'm ready to shoot again? So he just kept going off and started getting loud and raging. So I went right in the kitchen and shot him right in the head. He didn't drop. He just kept moving in circles. Then I shot him in the back to make sure he hit the ground.
Do you feel any remorse?
I don't feel no remorse about none of this at all. When you snap, you don't think about remorse. That's not something that comes to your mind when you snapping. It's like if you pissed off, if your man cheated on you and you knew something and he ain't say nothing and you find out, what you gonna do? You gonna talk nice? You gonna think about it? No, you gonna snap. Well, when I came in with my cousin, you know, he trying to greet me coming in. It's late at night. I walk in, he like, hey. He was like, hey, what's up? And then he seen my cousin in all black. He like, oh, what the world going? And then as soon as he finished his sentence, I had to shot him in the head. He was gone. He was still sleeping with, where he was laying at. I made sure I used the same gun, so I ain't got to worry about finding no other guns or who did it. Yes, I wanted to be known. Yes, I did it. I was definitely looking for more people, but I was choosing my people wisely. I wasn't choosing just regular people. Like when the U.S. Marshals came all and playing soccer, I said, you know what, I got kids, so why would I let them shoot up this house and they don't know where I'm at and they catch a bullet?
So you had people hostage?
Yeah, I had a girl hostage with me. That was his girlfriend.
Whose girlfriend?
That was McLean's girlfriend. I had her hostage with me the whole time.
Why?
Because I told her if she leave and go talk, I was gonna kill her.
So when you killed one of the Zulus, you took her with you
Yeah,
to him.
I took her with me everywhere. I told her, I gave her something. I said, look, you're gonna play like you're with me. I took her shopping. I took her out to eat. I took her everywhere. And even when her family was calling, I told her, you say anything other than that, I will kill you.
So, Cola, so where in Hampton were you hiding out at? Were you at like a relative?
I wasn't hiding out nowhere in Hampton. I was in the Airbnb chilling. I had the upstairs, downstairs, kitchen, flat screen TVs. I had weed. I was good. I wasn't stressing about nothing. I can't hear you.
Was the Airbnb in Hampton or where was the Airbnb?
It was in Hampton.
It was where they found you.
Yeah.
And did you order that Airbnb after all of this, like on Thursday, or were you already in there?
I had already planned on it because with 20 grand, I was trying to get a house. I was trying to get a house for like a month. So, I mean, I was definitely watching y'all broadcasts. I did some good broadcasts. But, nah, June Bill got killed by my dad.
Okay, so that was your dad?
That was my dad. That was when I was locked up, when I was doing my 6-year bid. He killed his wife.
Okay, so, because I saw that, I didn't know if there was a connection there, but that was your dad.
That's my blood dad, yeah.
You know, I'll be honest with you, it's not typical for me to have people in your position. You're being very open about what happened. Your dad did something similar, right? So
He did it twice. He tried to kill my mom when I was almost 6 months old. I was less than a year old, and she survived it. She survived all the gunshots. He tried to empty the clip in front of her, or however the story went. But she survived it, and he went away from my life for 15 years. He came home when I was like 15. So,
A lot of people in your position would say, I didn't do this.
I mean, I made sure it's known that I did it because as a man, I will take up for my wrongdoings. But in all of this, I will tell people you gotta check up on your loved ones because at every time, nobody was checking up on none of these people.
That made you want to kill more.
That don't, okay, so you don't think about killing more behind that. See, this is two separate questions. You said, you said so that didn't make me think to do that. None of this had nothing to do with that. I snapped on my cousin for a simple reason. I snapped on my dad for a reason. And I snapped on my girlfriend for a different reason. None of this had nothing to do with what they liked and what they was dealing with. But I can honestly tell you, when people say they checking on you, they not really checking on you. You're not okay. And if you still walk around like you're okay, and something like this happens, nobody knows.
So let me get this straight. You just admitted to us.
Yep.
Advice to people at home is to go check on their loved ones.
Yes, because somebody checked on their loved ones, but they didn't know they was dead on Tuesday. They didn't know they was in there dead since Tuesday, but they left. And they ain't no sense till when? When the house set on fire? Thursday?
But Cola, you recognize that even if they would have checked on it wouldn't have mattered. They would have already been dead in those circumstances. I mean, Mr. B, you knew Mr. B lived by himself, right? He's 73 years old. Odds are, not advising you anything, odds are you probably could have done what you were trying to do, which I am understanding you correctly. You went there to get the money.
I went in to get everything.
To get everything.
I went in to get everything. I had like 20 guns. I had like 20 guns, man. I was definitely ready to, you know what I mean, go on a nice little run.
So, did you, I'll ask this, did you harm anybody else in the process that no one has found out about yet?
No, but I was getting ready to pop back out in the daylight, and I definitely was about to do something. If they hadn't picked me up, last night, I definitely would have got out and let out some more steam, because at the end of the day, nobody hears you when you talking regular. You got to do something like this, and now everybody in your face trying to ask you questions. So it's like, okay, and now everybody got something to say, but when you telling them what's really wrong with you, ain't nobody got nothing to say.
Are you prepared to take whatever penalty a judge or a jury decides?
Went out like that, so it's over with. No problem. No problem.
I think there's another group coming out for another interview.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna make sure. Could y'all give me some water, please?
You guys talk.
Hey, are these your guys' microphones? Yeah. So I'm gonna bring them back down to you. All right, look, man, I gotta get your microphone from you here. I guess the other groups they try to be all in your face.
Ain't no way I can get no water.
Yeah, we got. I mean, if we can get. Hey,
Do you want me to break?
you know what? Hey, if you go to the cell, get a cup. I don't think that water fountain works.
Do you want me to bring these down?
Hughes can do it. He's got to do it. Huh? Oh, it does work now? All right.
Here, Hughes.
Hey,
come.
Hughes, can you take these down and grab the other microphones from the other crew? Where is it? You got the young legs. In Graham's office. You need me to go back, cops? I swear it's good.
Is this all done?
Negative.
This one, I think, is another.
Hey, you go to the front. I didn't know where.
Okay, put these on.
Cops
Sanitize
are
those.
back.
Me. You switch up. He's right back.
Yeah, let's see.